Hello. What is going on, everybody? We're here. We're live. It's a Wednesday night. I almost didn't make it. Pushed myself to do this live stream. It's just been busy, guys. I am on vacation right now. Technically, it's a Christmas vacation that I gave myself. I had some PTO time, so I'm like, you know what? I'm going to take some time off before the end of the year. So yeah, I'm off for the next 10 days after today. So that's pretty cool. I've got plenty of time to watch some movies and do whatever. You know, it's busy, obviously, Christmas time and all that stuff. But yeah, we're here to talk movies. We're here to talk physical media. We're here to talk about whatever you want to talk about. This is kind of an Ask Me Anything format. You guys can drop whatever questions you want. It doesn't have to be related to Paramount, Warner Brothers, Netflix, that whole situation. In fact, I'm going to talk about that some tonight and just kind of gauge your all's opinion on what's going on. Would you prefer to have Paramount by Warner Brothers? Would you prefer to have Netflix by Warner Brothers? Why? What's your reasoning? Or would you prefer like we all I feel like really want Warner Bros. Just to stay like just to stay themselves, you know, just stay their own thing, stay their own company and not get bought by anybody. That's the preferable option. But it doesn't feel like we have that option. So yeah, I've got a video coming out tomorrow, I think, where I dive into some of the pros and some of the cons for both Netflix and Paramount. And there are pros and cons to both, I think. But I definitely have my own preference, and we'll dive into that a little bit tonight. And you guys probably know what that preference is. But look, guys, hit the like button. And if you haven't subscribed to the channel, I would also appreciate that as well. And let me get into the chat. Hopefully you guys can hear me. Let's see. Oh my goodness, we got a $9.99 super chat from Antonis. Thank you. Thank you so much. So yeah, guys, super chats are always appreciated. You don't need to do it, but it will prioritize your comments and allow me to read it faster. But yeah, $9.99 super chat. Thank you so much. I got the Saul 20th anniversary collection, Ringu Arrow Video Collection, a Nightmare on Elm Street 40th anniversary steelbook, and the Strangers Chapter 2 Blu-ray in the mail today. Well, that was a hell of a mail day, Antonis. You got a lot of great stuff. I'm still holding out for that Strangers Chapter 2 steelbook. I'm hoping that Lionsgate does it at some point. It's kind of weird that they didn't, honestly. But if not, I'll end up getting the Strangers Chapter 2 probably on Blu-ray. I'll wait till it drops in price a little bit. I didn't hate the first one. You know, to be honest, like I'm not a huge Strangers fan anyway. Like I thought the very first one back in 2008 was okay. And I really like Pray at Night. And then this recent one was kind of like a remake of the original. So I thought it was okay. It was fine. You know, it's Rennie Harlan that directed it. It was well shot, at least. Like it looked good. But I'm interested in diving into the second one. I've heard some interesting things about it. And then you got the third one on the horizon. So thank you so much, man, for the $9.99 super chat. It is definitely appreciated. And let me give you a little super clip for your troubles. Let's see.
She got a great ass. And you got your head all the way up it.
Got to hit y'all with a little Al early tonight. All right. Let's go back up to the top. To the tippy top. We got Kevin Kruger. He was in here early. My goodness. Rank these actors. And we got 106 people in the chat, guys. If you haven't hit the like button, please hit the like button. I need you to. I got a couple of digital codes I can give away tonight, I think. So we'll try to do that. I did get some cool stuff in the mail today. I got Battle Royale 4K Steelbook. I got Dogma. I mean, all this stuff came like 2 hours ago. I haven't had a chance to dive into it yet. And then I got the all Lionsgate Limited stuff. I got the American Psycho set. I also got Anaconda yesterday on 4K, so I'm excited to dive into all this stuff, and I may be doing videos on all this stuff at some point. All right. Rank these actors: Jennifer Lawrence, Anna Kendrick, Amanda Seyfried, and Sydney Sweeney. Emma Stone. Well, Emma Stone's going firmly number one for me. Number two, as far as like an actress, I guess Jennifer Lawrence. I guess Jennifer Lawrence. I mean, she's had a pretty storied career. She's been in a lot of stuff. So that would probably be number two. Number three, I guess Sydney, or I guess Amanda Seyfried. She's been in enough stuff that I've enjoyed. I'll put her number three, and then Sydney Sweeney would be number four. I know she's like the she's like the hot actress that everybody likes to dogpile on. It feels like I generally enjoy her. I watched the show Euphoria. I thought she was really good in that. I like the movie Immaculate a lot. But I haven't seen like a lot of the stuff that she's been in. She's been in like 6 movies this year that all flop. So like I don't feel like I've seen enough of her stuff. Anna Kendrick's just annoying. She directed a movie that came out on Netflix last year that was pretty good. It was like The Woman of the Hour or something. And she was pretty good in that. And I like A Simple Favor or whatever. That was decent. But everything else she's been in, she's in Trolls. I like the first Trolls was okay. But she's kind of annoying. So she's number 5. None of those actresses are bad though, I don't think. I saw Facebook sent to your Instagram. IGN stated HBO Max subscribers suing Netflix over Warner Brothers. Yeah, I saw that. That was pretty interesting. I don't think that they'll get anywhere with that, but it was pretty funny. What's up, William Cinema? How you doing? Kenny, I got Dogma 4K. It was very happy with it. Did you get to? I haven't watched it yet. I haven't had time today. I just finished. I'll probably do a video on this soon, but I just finished Freaked on 4K this morning, and damn, like Umbrella. I'm not going to say anything. I'll talk about it in a video, but Umbrella did a lot of work in that. Kevin Krieger said, how many movies do you watch in a month? I normally watch 70 to 100. I don't know, probably 30, 35. I mean, I got a letterbox. You can check out what I'm watching on there, but I try to at least watch as many movies as there are days in the month. So I try to get to 30 to 35. There's been months where I've gotten to 40, but I usually don't get much past 40. Antonis, another super chat. Wow, thank you, man. Are there special features on the Saw 20th anniversary collection? What do you mean by Saw 20th anniversary collection, Antonis? Are you talking about the big one they put out last year with all like the monstrous one that had like 30 discs in it with all the discs everywhere inside that I unboxed on the channel? Are you talking about that? I don't think that there are new features on that. They put a bunch of new features on the Saw 2, 3, 4 new steel books. The first Saw did not have new features, and I don't think that there's new features on that Saw 20th anniversary collection, other than all the past like archival stuff that they've already put out before. I don't think there's anything new, but it's a good way to get everything like in one go, on DVD and Blu-ray. So I don't blame you for getting it. It was probably pretty cheap too. What, about $20 now or something like that? But thank you again for the super chats. And guys, I need to hear from Rocky really quick. What does he think about this whole Netflix and Paramount buying Warner Brothers? What does he think about that?
It stinks! Someplace stinks!
It stinks. All day it stinks. That's my favorite Rocky clip. Let's see. I haven't seen one battle after another. I'm looking forward to it when I get to it, but what's up, Antonis? Jim Woods Wrights is here. What's going on, man? What's up, R6 Cover Tops? How you doing, buddy? Delivery Service fan. Kiki, we still need to watch that. Kiki Delivery Service. We haven't watched that one yet. I haven't watched a lot of Christmas movies yet. I watched The Grinch because I talked about the 4K, and other than that, I watched that documentary and all the best Christmas movies ever from MVD. That was pretty good. And I haven't really rolled into the Christmas stuff yet. So hopefully that'll pick up when I'm on vacation. I'll try to. Of course, I'm going to get to all my musts like Scrooged, Christmas Vacation, Christmas Story, Elf, like Home Alone, like all that stuff's going to come like in the last few days before Christmas. But I haven't got to it yet. I just don't want the death of physical media to happen at all. It sounds sick and disgusting. Netflix, in a way, do look like a effing a-hole when it comes to physical media. Yeah, they don't inspire a lot of hope. I know that. I just purchased the new Catch Me If You Can 4K release. Very excited to watch. I'm sure that looks great. I think I am. I think I'm getting that from Paramount. If they don't send it to me through Alliance, then I'll get it eventually. But I got that Blu-ray steelbook they put out, so I'm not in any hurry to get it. But a catastrophic business deal. Yeah, I mean, I don't think anybody really likes that. There's some people that I feel like people are coming out of the woodwork now since Paramount kind of rose up and it's like, we want Warner Brothers, and they're like, oh, Netflix is the lesser of two evils because they're so like, driven by ideology that I don't know. I'm not trying to say anything, but it feels like people have done like a 180 since Paramount's done the hostile takeover, and now they're like, Netflix is okay. And I'm like, are you guys like, I don't know. But again, I got a video coming out tomorrow about pros and cons, and I do have pros for Netflix. Potential pros, not guaranteed pros. I'm kind of pissed right now because I pre-ordered the 4K of The Killer from Groove. And I kind of feel like Groove's bit off more than they can chew. They've got all the shout stuff and they're doing all this stuff, Universal, Warner Bros. Titles. And I ordered that. It was supposed to come out December the 2nd. I ordered it like in late November. I still don't have it. Like, so we're not even like a day after release date. We're 8 days after release date. I still don't have my 4K of The Killer. So I'm kind of pissed off. I'm like, what are you all doing, Groove? Like, what? I got the shipping notification days ago, so it might have got lost in the mail. It might not even be Groove's fault. So, and then like right after I order it from Groove for $50, it drops $10 on Amazon down to $39.99. So now I feel like an idiot. But that's the way it is, guys. Let's see. I think it's been officially a whole year since I started watching your channel. Time really does fly. Awesome, Burger. Well, yeah, I mean, time does fly for sure. You're right about that. This year's flown for real. What's up, Ken? How you doing? Good to see you sticking with the live chats. Yeah, I'm trying to, man. I'm trying. I really am. I got my Monster Energy tonight's blue version. Usually I stick with the white, but I went with the blue Hawaiian tonight because I'm wanting a blue Christmas. That was my Elvis, guys. In case you didn't know. Yeah, I saw Christopher Nolan stepping up. I've definitely talked some shit about Christopher Nolan in the past as far as being like kind of an overrated director, but man, he's the real deal. He not only is he one of the best filmmakers, of the 21st century, maybe like at least top 3, right? Fantastic filmmaker, but he's also a guy that sticks up for physical media. So it's like, to me, Christopher Nolan's like, he's just top tier now. I'm never going to say anything bad. Even though I didn't like the movie Tenet that much, I'm going to rewatch Tenet at some point. Maybe it'll click, but he is the real deal. I appreciate Christopher Nolan for sure. And also, guys like Sean Baker, Mike Flanagan, other directors that stick up for physical media as well. Guillermo del Toro. There's a lot of them. I've said this before. It's like I don't understand how like you can be a filmmaker and not advocate for your films being preserved physically. It doesn't make any sense to me. That doesn't compute. I know you mostly only like horror films or modern films. I don't mostly only like horror films or modern films. I watch a lot of let's say, well, I mean, yeah, my primary, I guess, expertise, if you want to call it that, is from 80s forward, sure. But I've definitely watched I've seen a lot more classic westerns and things like that, movies from the 30s, 40s, and 50s in recent years, So I feel like stepping up my game when it comes to those more classic films. But my biggest fear here is the classic films that could be lost. Yeah, for sure. For sure. That is a big fear for sure. I mean, a lot of I don't want to get into the mode of like panic buying, but I have been looking at the Warner Archive stuff and just watch. I ordered a couple of Blu-rays off of Amazon, ones that are a little bit cheaper. And I'm like, do I just go ahead and order like, I don't know, 30 Warner Archive titles and just start buying them like crazy out of fear that they could, because that's the kind of stuff that'll be lost. Like newer films, like maybe we'll still get that on physical media for a while. But the stuff like the Warner Archive, like I feel like is the stuff that's going to get axed first if it goes to Netflix. I would prefer WB not to be for sale. Yeah, that is the preferable option. It's been a long time, Ken. I got out of county and did my time. I'm glad you're back, young thug in the hood. I'm happy you made it out, man. What's up, Collector Movie Man? Which studio would you wanted to buy Netflix if you had to choose, Disney or Warner Brothers? Hey, Ken, which studio would you want Netflix to buy if you had to choose, Disney or Warner Brothers? Well, Disney wouldn't matter. You know, they don't do shit anyway. So if Netflix wants to buy Disney, oh well. I think I posted that on my Instagram because they were apparently looking at Disney. I was like, okay, oh well, two peas in a pod right there. Two companies that don't give a shit about their film history or the preservation of it on physical media. You know, so there you go. Whatever. Put them both together. And then we can just bitch about the one entity that they are now. But, if I had to choose Disney or I mean Disney for sure, yeah. I don't wanna give up Warner Brothers. They're the best studio when it comes to physical media. I don't wanna give them up. Alright, guys. You guys can hear me, hopefully. I don't think I went down here to check. Yeah, I think you guys can hear me. Yeah, I did consider picking up Flow. I actually looked for it in Barnes& and Noble on my last trip and couldn't find it, so I didn't get it. I'll get it eventually, you know, and watch it with the family. Alright, guys, I don't wanna get too behind. I can't stay on all night, so, I apologize if I can't get to everybody. I talk about this a little bit in my video tomorrow, and I kinda have a similar sentiments. Not that I don't care about the theatrical experience for everybody else, but me personally, not so much. We need a 4K release of the garbage picking, field goal kicking Philadelphia phenomenon starring Tony Danza. What is that? Maybe Vinegar Syndrome will put that out. What's up, Carrie Witt? How you doing, ma'am? Saw 2. Yeah, I got that too. It's a great 4K steelbook. I need to get 3 and 4 at some point. Yes, it would be worse for so many reasons than physical media, says Chicago Podcast Authority. I'm assuming Paramount taking over. I saw Lionsgate gonna do Leprechaun 4K. I saw that, yeah, on Instagram as well. I think I heard about that months ago though. That Lionsgate. I mean, that I'm sure it's gonna come out March. What's up, Decades 80? Um, yeah, I saw that. That's a cool release that they're putting out. Yeah, it's a Blu-ray, but I'm sure it'll be a 4K scan and it'll probably look pretty good. I do like eggnog. I usually get one thing of eggnog at the beginning of the holiday season, and then I'm usually good. By the time we get to Christmas, I'm not drinking eggnog anymore. I kind of get sick of it by then. I tried to get out to see it. I couldn't make time. I mean, I can barely get out to the theaters to see a 2-hour movie, much less a 5-hour. Like that's like the entire day. So it's very hard for me to do that. But I am on vacation. Maybe I'll look and see if there's any times this weekend or something. Zelda Floyd Celtics, what's going on? Merry Christmas. Let's see. Sleaze Fiend, get to watch it. Yeah, I need to watch it. I know. I mean, that's probably not going to be till 2026 that I watch it. I doubt I watch it during December. I prefer anything but Netflix to buy WB. Yeah, yeah. What's up, Jeff? How are you doing? We got Arnold Olympia too. Yeah. Any other movie studio but Netflix needs to get Warner Brothers. Yeah, yeah. I don't disagree. Whoever buys WB and restores Snyderverse is my friend. I feel like maybe that would happen with Netflix, like, but they would like just do a couple project. I mean, they work with Zack Snyder a lot, so like I could see that would be an easy transition. But I don't feel like they would give up what's current, like with the James Gunn stuff. They would probably keep that going and then do a couple things with Zack Snyder. But you're going to get the best chance of that happening, I think, with Netflix. What are some of the teaser cards you got in your new Arrow releases? It's all the same stuff. I haven't really gotten anything new or exciting recently. Um, yeah, yeah, I imagine so. I think somebody gave me a $200 super chat, I think, one time. It freaking blew my mind. I didn't know what to think. All right, everybody can hear me. Let's see. What's going on, Adrian? What's going on, Dark Room Reviews? We got Foz Rotten in the house. How you doing, man? If Paramount buys it, they will get CNN and totally change it to another Fox News that will only be favorable to Trump and go with his censoring of the media. Yeah, I mean that's possible in any scenario. I feel like that would be possible with Netflix or any like multi-million-dollar studio or corporation. Like there's always the fear of that. And like I said, to be honest, like I don't really like Paramount all that much as far as like a studio. I don't really feel like they do a lot of quality stuff anymore. They're good about doing physical media, but they definitely slowed down in recent years, I feel like, and I'm not super happy about their output and how they roll stuff out. So Paramount's not like a preferable option to me. It's only really preferable to something like Netflix, which I think that Netflix, when we're talking about movies and physical media, which is what I tend to gravitate towards, like that's usually the forefront of my mind. This other stuff as far as like news outlets and all that stuff. It's probably important. Maybe I should be paying attention to that, but I tend to not pay attention to that stuff as much when it comes to this. I'm more concerned with physical media and what Netflix is going to do with that, which feels like kind of a sure thing that they would kill it in a few years. Allow it to run out, allow like the new stuff to run out the next couple of years with Warner Brothers, and then they would just go exclusively to maybe limited theatrical releases and then streaming, totally. So that's kind of where my fears lie, even though there could be valid fears in other areas. I just don't, I don't know. That's all hypothetical stuff. And I hear people talking about that all the time. And to me, like they're all whores and they're all sold and bought. And I don't know. Like I tend to not, I try not to think about how horrible all the business and the inner workings of business and politics is, because it's all awful to me. Antonis, hey Adrian, how you doing? We got Jordo in the house. Yeah, that's a Fox, isn't it? Didn't George Lucas direct that? Is that a Fox title? Yeah, my only reluctancy is my theaters all suck, and it's like all the showings that I saw, they were like in the smallest theaters possible with the smallest screens, and it's like, is it even worth it? Like if I had like an IMAX, like a theater that actually showed it on a big screen, then maybe, but it's like I'm just going to the theater to watch it, like essentially. Like I want to see the cut, you know? But it's not gonna be like a big difference between watching at the theater and watching it at my house when it comes out on 4K. So part of me is like, I'll just wait, but the fan in me, like, wants to support it and see it in the theaters because I love the movie. I mean, the first Kill Bill movie is, like, in my top 20 of all time. I say that a lot and people make fun of me. Somebody the other day commented, Ken's got 250 movies in his top 10 or something. I'm like, okay, maybe. But Kill Bill's legitimately in my top 20. Like, I love that movie. One of these days, I'm going to do like a definitive top 50. And then I'm going to be like, that's my top 50. If I say it's in there, then it's in there. And I know it's in there. Anyway, guys. Yeah, I mean, she's been pretty good in a lot of stuff that I've seen. You know, like I said, Euphoria, she has to have she has to go there as far as like emotion and things like that. So I think she has the capabilities for sure. I haven't seen Troll 2, but I will. I will soon. I also got the American Psycho Lionsgate Limited, but they accidentally packaged the old 4K and all the ones they sent out. Oh, are you shitting me? Are you shitting me right now? Oh man. So they better have the new features on there. You know, it's the same thing, right? Like the last one had Dolby Vision and HDR2, I think. So I think it's the same thing. So yeah, I guess if you're saying that's the old disc, is it lacking the special features? Is that the problem? Yeah, I definitely will do a video on Freaks. I definitely will. I mean, No Country for Old Men's undeniable. It's one of the best movies of the 20th century, you know, of the 21st century, sorry. Maybe I can do my top 20 films of the 21st century like Quentin Tarantino tonight. Maybe I can do that, and then I can shit on some of the best actors from those movies for no reason, Maybe I can do that. Oh my goodness, guys. It's been fun to talk about Quentin. Those have been the two big news stories: Netflix, Warner Brothers, Paramount, and all that drama. And then there was Quentin Tarantino shitting on three actors for for no reason other than he just woke up that day and chose violence. Paul Dano sucks. Owen Wilson sucks. And you know what? Matthew Lillard, you suck ass too. It's like, what did Matthew Lillard do? Oh my goodness. He's wild though. What's up? Yeah, I'm back. I'm back. I haven't seen you in a few weeks. I'm glad you're here. I did talk to Charlie McKenzie's character AI. Let's see. I mean, Pigeon Lady all the way. I mean, Pigeon Lady. Yeah, Buzz's girlfriend. We don't even meet her. You know. Goddess Lady Ray. Hopefully Netflix gets it. Paramount is backed by Drumpf Crime Family. Yeah, like I said, it's I mean, it's lose-lose either way, right? But it's I don't know. I care more about physical media and stuff being preserved than I do about all the political affiliations. Because, like I said, they're all whores, and they can all be bought and sold. So that doesn't matter to me. Like Netflix, you could wake up to Netflix could get Warner Brothers, and then the next week you find out they're in bed with the current political, the current administration. It's like, what are y'all going to do then? It's like, you're going to bitch about that. It's like, to me, none of that stuff matters because they all have the potential to lean whatever ways the wind's blowing. None of that matters at the end of the day to me. Yeah, yeah, yeah. That's a good point. He's not going to be around. I mean, a lot of people think he will be, but he's not going to be around forever. He's just not. Unless he's like a vampire or something. Which he could be. There would have to be something supernatural involved for him to be president for the next 100 years or something. There's only 3 years left, and then what? And then what? You're still going to be upset about Paramount and their past affiliation with Trump, and now you can't trust them to take Warner Brothers into the future. I don't know. It all just seems really silly to me to get like hung up on that kind of stuff. But what do I know? Antonis, $9.99 super chat. Thank you, man. I appreciate you tonight. When do you expect Five Nights at Freddy's 2 to come to physical media? What is the final 2025 horror movie that will come out? Are you going to see Silent Night, Deadly Night 2025 remake? I want to see Silent Night, Deadly Night, but I won't see that in the theaters. My son actually I dropped him off at the theaters to see Five Nights at Freddy's 2 with his friends on Friday night. And I expect that to come to physical probably in February, because there's usually like a 2-month turnaround with Universal. And what is the final 2025 horror movie that will come out? So, I mean, it's got to be, hold on, what comes out soon? What comes out? That's Avatar. It's got to be Silent Night, Deadly Night, right? Maybe there's another like smaller one that's coming out, but thank you all, or thank you, Antonis, for another super chat. Let me give you another super clip for your troubles.
It's coming! It's headed right for us!
That's the winds of change, guys. It's coming right for us. It's coming right for us. Yeah, I would love a release of Joyride with Paul Walker. Yeah, I saw that. Was that in Times Square? Yeah, it looks like a sci-fi film. Looks like some kind of and I heard he was doing a sci-fi action film. So I'm very intrigued. I like me a good Spielberg drama, for sure, but she's done a lot of those recently. But like if he's gonna go out, I'm not saying this is his last movie, but he's getting up there. I would like to see him go out on a sci-fi action epic, I mean, he did Ready Player One, like 2018? So that wasn't too long ago. Oh, nice. You got your Dogma 4K. Very cool. Glad you got that. What's up, Jerrison? How you doing? Yeah, I am excited. I need to order that, by the way. Yeah, I need to get that. I don't know, maybe. Maybe that's a possibility. We got a while for all this stuff really shakes out. What's up, Travis? Cannot be here long, but I've been full support for Paramount to take over Warner Brothers and physical media forever. We'll get the Nightmare on Elm Street 4K in case Netflix does shut down physical media. Well, I mean, it's like it's not like they're going to come in and they're going to be like, we're shutting it down, pulling it all off the shelves, burning it. Like, that's not going to happen. They're still going to have to cycle through their stock and they're going to have to, it's going to be business as usual for a while. They won't even officially acquire it for another year. And then it'll probably still, because they're probably going to let Warner Brothers run kind of independently for a little bit. But I'm just worried about what happens after a couple of years, and you start to see more of that consolidation. Um, and that's when I can see them kind of just axing physical media completely and really slowing down classic film restorations and then shutting down stuff like the Warner Archive. I could see that happening too. Netflix is the bad guy. Okay. Look, I'm not anti-Netflix. I've had Netflix for 15 years, and going off the comments section of the video I put up the other day, I'm the problem. Because a lot of people in the comment section are like, people that subscribe to Netflix, you're the reason why this is happening. Okay, it's my fault. I guess I'm the one that did it. I'm the biggest physical media fan there is, right? But I'm also the guy that killed physical media because I subscribed to Netflix 15 years ago and I've never unsubscribed. I've been a subscriber of Netflix for 15 years. I've never unsubscribed. They're the only streaming service I've never unsubscribed to. And that is because they consistently offer content that I'm interested in, like all the time, whether it's new movies, new series, they've always got me on the hook. And it's like, and I mean, my wife watches all kinds of stuff on there. My kids watch stuff on there. And it's like, it's just a streaming service that I've never, I canceled Disney Plus 2 years ago, but Netflix or Paramount Plus, I've canceled. Peacock, HBO Max, I go in and out. Hulu, I've canceled. Amazon Prime, we have Prime. So I've consistently had that, but not for 15 years. I haven't, I literally subscribed to Netflix in 2010. I've been watching their streaming service since 2010. That's where I first watched The Office, was in 2010 because it was on Netflix, and became a fan of that show. Also, Breaking Bad, I watched for the first time on Netflix because that used to be on there. And I think The Walking Dead too was on Netflix in the beginning. So I caught up with a lot of shows on Netflix, and then I got sucked into House of Cards, and Netflix has just offered consistent quality content, mostly TV content, because their movies have never been great. But we started to get good movies around 2017 with stuff like Gerald's Game and things like that. So I'm a fan of Netflix. I'm just not a fan of their philosophy on physical media and the theatrical experience, and I'm just kind of apprehensive of what it could mean if they're like the sole movie entity moving forward. So, but yeah, blame the YouTube streamers. They're the ones to blame. Yeah, I'll talk about that in my video a little bit tomorrow. That'll come out February probably. I would start over, but it would be in a completely different way. It'd be a more normal way. I would just buy the shit that I loved. And, good news is I've discovered so much. I kind of know what I love that's back in my collection and know what I could probably live without. And so I would collect back, the movies that I love. Probably not super premium editions. I would just get them, on Blu-ray or DVD or however I could find them. I would get 4Ks too, but it would be cheap. I would collect on the cheap for sure. But yeah, that would suck. That would suck. Yeah, yeah. Anybody that cares about the history, Yeah, yeah. We're talking about a lot tonight, guys. I'm probably upsetting people in the chat, I'm sure, but it is what it is. Let's see. Anyway, my copy of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles trilogy arrived. I got the version with the alternate artwork. Nice. It is nice. I wish I would have got both. I thought about getting because I knew I was getting the 4K from Arrow to review, standard artwork. So I thought about ordering the comic book artwork from Arrow and getting the Blu-ray So I would have the Blu-rays and the 4Ks, but I just didn't do it. Um, so yeah. So now we got to worry about 95 Mortal Kombat 4K and Last Samurai 4K. Mortal Kombat will come to 4K. Like all that's look, all this stuff is already in motion. Like you're gonna get all this stuff. Last Samurai in 4K, I don't know, but Mortal Kombat, like that's getting announced soon. It's getting announced soon. Yeah, I really want to see it. I really want to see it. Oh, it had an intermission, huh? Yeah, he's not. He has said all that stuff. But I mean, if you recognize that there's value and money in that, like that's going to trump everything. Even if he feels that way, like if he feels like he can get some money out of it, maybe he changes his mind. It's a possibility. Who knows? Like I said, there's pros to Netflix. I'll talk about it tomorrow. And one of the things I'm going to talk about is something that nobody else has talked about. Like nobody's brought this up. I can't even get Netflix stuff on disc except bootleg from China. I mean, they got some stuff like Haunting of Hill House is on disc, Bly Manor's on disc, Wednesday's on disc, first 2 seasons of Stranger Things on disc. So, I've got Atlantic Media shelves, but United States government. Is this really United States government in here? But they apparently that company shut down, so it sucks because I need a new shelf and I can't get those. So I can't really help you right now, but when I figure out what my new shelving is, I'll help you. Yeah, yeah. I mean, people got to think about the future, not the present. Like if you don't like the people that are in charge now, like they're not always going to be there. We got to think about like preserving this stuff for future generations, not just what you're happy or unhappy with or who you're politically aligned with now in 2025, because you could feel differently in 10 years. And then you're going to be like, oh crap, what did I do 10 years ago to Netflix just because I didn't like this guy that's in office? Or what did I do to what did I wish on the Warner Brothers catalog because I wanted Netflix to take it because I didn't like this guy, you know? I don't know. I mean, Apple, honestly, like that would have been perfect because Apple would have kept Warner Brothers, let them do their own thing. Warner Brothers already does Apple stuff on physical media, so they could have helped Apple more. So putting their stuff on physical media, and Apple, I think, is a company that's not anti physical. I also don't think they're anti theatrical. They did F1 with Warner Brothers, so like to me, that would have been perfect if it was Apple. But I don't think Apple was interested. At least not enough to keep furthering the negotiations or Comcast either. A lot of people are talking about Universal, which would be great. They're together with SDS and same distribution and all that kind of stuff. So that would have been perfect too. But I don't think that I don't think they have the cash flow to compete, honestly, or they don't want to compete in that way. You know, I love Monger and the Fear. I do love Monger and the Fear. Yeah, I do want to see Sisu too, but I'll watch that on disc when it comes out. I mean, I would wanna still keep the original cuts, and I will still probably watch the original cuts. When I say Kill Bill is in my top 20, I mean Kill Bill Volume 1. I like Volume 2 a lot, but, like, as an actual movie, Kill Bill Volume 1 is just one of my favorites of all time. And I feel like Kill Bill Volume 1's a pretty complete experience, you know? Leave Apple alone. They got their own things going on, and they are a new streaming channel market. They're more serious. They're not ready for sort of theater buying stuff. I mean, I feel like they would be. What's up, Frank? How you doing, man? Go subscribe to Frank. He sent me that James Bond collection, which I unboxed today. I appreciate that. My favorite movie page. I caught the Whole Bloody Affair. Everybody watching the Whole Bloody Affair? Yeah, I need to go see that. Damn. Yeah, I mean, I understand with this particular topic because there is political leanings on one side that it's going to delve into that territory. So it's fine. Me myself, I'm not super political or ideologically driven, is what I'm trying to say. I don't really see everything through that lens like a lot of people seem to. Um, Not saying that's a bad thing. Maybe it's a bad thing to think like I do, but it's just it's just the way I am. Anyone else pre-order the upcoming Under Siege 4K? I'm definitely getting that. Very excited for that. Frank likes real maple syrup on his. Oh, Sam Jackson gets some more screen time, huh? Just please tell me that the new animated scene is not a Fortnite cutscene, because my son was trying to tell me that. Just please tell me that's not true. I would have to think Quentin Tarantino would not allow that. Yeah, some digital movies do have special features. Oh yeah, I'll get that for sure. I bet I talked about that was probably coming soon when I reviewed Knock Knock on 4K. Because Eli Roth talked about in the special features that they were working on putting out more of his stuff. So I think Hostel 1 and 2 is coming probably next year as well. Maybe some kind of like double pack steelbook release from Lionsgate. Yeah, yeah. I mean, honestly, I think Netflix is gonna get it. Yeah, and I mean, to me, it's not about Trump, and I'm sure Trump doesn't give a shit about Blu-rays, you know? It's not really about that. I don't really see it in that way. They sent the old 4K release, so it doesn't have the disc that has the new special features. I mean, usually they'll have the special features on the 4K and they'll have the special features on the Blu-ray. So are you saying that neither one of them had the special features? Because that's a huge mess up right there. Um, yeah, that's a Woody Allen. Do we have any Woody Allen films on 4K? Is there any of them? Yeah, guys, just cooler with the. I mean, I know it's kind of in with what we're talking about, but I just really don't care about who's in charge or who gets elected. To me, they're all dirtbags. They're all dirtbags. So people's like, this person needs to be elected. We need to get rid of this person. I could care less, honestly. Get rid of this piece of shit for another piece of shit. It's all the same thing. I wish it wasn't that way. That's what it feels like. Meanwhile, studios like Paramount, Universal, Disney all came into the streaming area with decades of IP already in their pockets. Yeah. Hopefully my copy of 4K of Battle Royale is going to be in great condition. Yeah. Blocking Netflix from acquiring Warner Bros. HBO Max while allowing those legacy studios to continue consolidating would tilt the market towards monopoly, not away from it. Yeah, I'm not arguing that. I mean, I think with either one, it's kind of creating a monopoly of entertainment. Regardless of Netflix a traditional movie studio or not, they're pretty much a movie studio entity at this point, anyway. And they've got more IP and more things that people are excited about in 2025 than Paramount does. What does Paramount have? Smile, um, and that's like it. They got Smile, they got Mission Impossible, which is over. Transformers. Um, what else do they got? Gladiator. Is that going to be a franchise now? It doesn't feel like they have anything. They canceled the turtle stuff because they're idiots. What's up, William Driver? How you doing, man? Yeah, yeah. I get your concern. I mean, I wish they would just let him not sell, you know? Just let him not sell. Yeah, I heard people talking about the Bone Temple's getting some early reviews, and it's kinda mixed. Kinda mixed right now. Probably next year sometime. Probably in, like, March or April. Let's see. Looking forward to Scream 7 and Ready or Not 2. Yeah, Ready or Not 2 looks really good. It's got, Sarah Michelle Gellar and Elijah Wood in it. That looks really good. It looks fun. I'm excited. I really like the first one. Yeah, I did hear Leprechaun's coming to 4K. Favorite hidden gem, I'll continue to say it. It's Deck the Halls, Jake. Deck the Halls with Matthew Broderick and Danny DeVito. Also, The Shop Around the Corner with James Stewart. That's a pretty good Christmas movie, you know, from the 40s. Most people know about it, you know, if you're in the, you know, film community space, but it's a good one. But I love Deck the Halls, Matthew Broderick, Danny DeVito. I think it's a little overlooked and underrated. Let's see. I remember having to have Netflix disc to stream content on my Wii. I've had Netflix for almost 20 years now. Yeah, I remember watching Netflix on the Wii U. I had it on the Wii too, but I remember watching it on the Wii U on the, like, big pad thing that they had. Like, I remember, like, laying in bed watching, like, Breaking Bad on my on the Wii U or The Office or something. Yeah, yeah. They came in, just kinda systematically took out everything, and they're continuing to do so. Oh, the outrage is, I mean, I wasn't on the internet yet, so or I wasn't on YouTube when that happened, so I couldn't outrage, but there's been post outrage from me since then. So, um, yeah. Yeah, yeah. Oh my god. You were a charter member of Netflix the day they started in 1997 with DVDs. I unsubscribed finally in 2017 because most of what they have now is rubbish. I don't want them to ruin Warner too. Damn. Damn. No, I don't. I don't have the 4K HDR tier. But I don't know what I don't know. Maybe we do because I noticed we started paying more like 2 or 3 years ago. Maybe we switched. I can't remember. I can't keep up. Um, but no, it's fine. All the stuff looks great on there that we watch. You know. Netflix has made some good TV series content, but I have no interest in watching movies on it. Yeah. Still have Netflix for streaming. And I finally got my Groove Shout Factory order, got Clue, Nightbreed. Damn, you got a lot of good stuff. A lot of good stuff. It's like the video killed the radio star of the modern era. Yeah. I don't know what's going on with that. That is Warner Brothers, I think, or it's HBO. Like it's owned by HBO, but that should be Warner Brothers. So I don't know what's going on with that. Like somebody, I would have thought like an Umbrella would be perfect for that movie, you know, or an Arrow. I mean, Arrow could put out a big box set of it. Vinegar Syndrome, VSU. Like, where is that movie? You know, where is it? I'll get it eventually. I'll get it in the next flash sale. How about that? That'll be the only thing I get in the next flash sale. See, I wanna see The Shining too. I wanna see The Shining too. Yeah, I just don't have a lot of time to go to the theaters. And also, like, my theaters just suck ass. Like, I just have a horrible experience every time. They're dirty, they're nasty, they don't keep up with them. Um, the seats peel. Like, I'll sit down, the chair will be all peely, and then I'll get up and I'll have pieces of the chair on my clothes. Like, it's they're a nice theater anywhere, you know? They just all suck. And I just don't enjoy it, like I used to. Like, it's so rare I go to the theater and I come out and I'm like, "Man, I just had the best experience. I was so happy to see that movie in the theater." That is so rare for that to happen for me, you know? And it could be I'm getting older and I'm just lazier and I like to watch stuff at home now, but also I just feel like it's a bad experience when I go, you know? Yeah, Modern Shelving, I've heard about them, but yeah, I have heard they're expensive too. Wright says he doesn't care about money that give movies that could make money like Knives Out 3. Yeah, I mean, you're right about that. I mean, I've been saying it for a while. It's like, why doesn't Netflix have their own physical media site where they put their exclusives out on physical, like nice box sets or steel books or whatever they want to do? Like, they could create a boutique physical media website and sell stuff that's been on Netflix for like 2 or 3 years. You know, give it like, exclusivity on Netflix for 3 years and then put out a physical release of it. What's the harm in that? Who is subscribing to Netflix for a 3-year-old show? And who is unsubscribing to Netflix because all of a sudden you take it off the streaming service and put it on physical, you know? You're not all of a sudden like Stranger Things season 3 gets a physical release. Oh, I'm unsubscribing to Netflix now because they put Stranger Things season 3 on physical media, so now I'm gonna buy that, and that's all I need, you know? Like, that's who's doing that, you know? That's not gonna happen, because that's always the argument. So, "Well, they want exclusivity." I'm like, "I get it, but, like, not for the old stuff, the stuff that's been on there forever." Like, who's subscribing to Netflix for Gerald's Game? You know, I get it, that's a part of the experience, but you're subscribing for the new shit, you know, most people, 95% of them. So I feel like the money that you can make from the physical releases vastly outweighs the potential unsubscribers, you know, that you could get because you're putting the stuff out physically on this website. I think you're missing out on millions of dollars, but I don't know. But yeah, I get it. Like that's my apprehension too. Like that's why I would choose Paramount over Warner Brothers. I would. I don't care about political affiliations because, like, the dude, the Netflix guy went to go visit with Trump, like, the other day. Like, he's already, like, trying to, like, you know, nestle up to him in the Oval office and get close. So it's like they're all whores. Like, they're all they would all sell their souls to the devil, um, if it meant making a hundred million more dollars, you know? They don't care. Apparently it is. It's very political. Let's see. Yeah, sometimes I feel like people would give themselves up to the digital realm sometimes. I feel like people would just be like, "I'm just tired of living in this physical body. Just upload my brain to the cloud and allow me to live in the matrix." I feel like there's people out there that would do that, you know? People that I don't understand why you wanna keep giving up, physical things in favor of AI and digitally created, you know, properties or digital streaming services. Like, why are movies not important? You know, if you love movies, they should be. Yeah, yeah, that's a big difference. You know, MGM does license to a lot. Amazon has allowed them to do whatever they want with MGM as far as their catalog. Disney has not with Fox. They've announced out to February, Carrie. So, you know, I could see it coming by May. I think by May they'll announce Hard Boiled because we already got the City on Fire 4K. And, that was announced before Hard Boiled from Shout, so I could see it coming out April or May if they keep that same, like, that same target schedule. Um, yeah, I completely understand that, Jordo. And I'm completely against that. I don't want the president or the government involved in filmmaking or what gets greenlit or what, messages or get out there, like, I don't want that at all. I don't. But like I said, for me, it's like it's just not. I'm not as I don't see things through in that way. Like I see, okay, this company's going to allow physical media to thrive and to carry on, and theatrical, we got a greater chance with them doing that. And then there's the other road, which is way worse. I feel like when it comes to physical media and theatrical releases. And I'm looking at the long term and not the short term. But yeah, I get it. I get it. You know, I hate that. But yeah, I mean, I love the second one. I don't get it twisted. I love the second one, you know, but I just the first one just oh my god, the Lucy Liu, Oranishi, and the bride and the whole like battle at the end. It's so epic and awesome. And I just love that movie so much. Yeah, for sure. I don't collect, you know, I'll pick up a DVD from time to time, you know, especially if I'm at a Goodwill and it's like a dollar, half price books, and I see it doesn't have a Blu-ray, I'll pick it up in that case. I bought Splash like a year ago on DVD because it doesn't have a Blu-ray either, just because I wanted a legitimate version of it on DVD. How many movies do I have in total? I'd say close to 5,000 now, probably. Um, you can definitely tell if you know what you're looking for. You can definitely tell. Yeah, watch my review. Yeah, that's what I'm both excited about, but also worried about because I don't really want my perception to change. But I do want to see it. You know, I do want to see it. Yeah, I think we'll definitely get Fright Night too. That's supposed to be coming from Red Shirt Pictures, and I think he said that that's going to be coming sometime next October, maybe. But, you know, Near Dark, I don't know. Like, there's talk about Studio Canal, like, that they found the materials, and now they're working on it. So Studio Canal could do it, and then maybe after that, Lionsgate would get it and do a Lionsgate limited release. That's probably the most likely scenario, but I don't know when that's gonna happen. The Lost Chapter is also like Quentin Tarantino still paying tribute to the director of Battle Royale, especially with the director's cut of that film. Yeah, I'm really excited to revisit Battle Royale. Yeah, I feel like Go is 20th Century Fox, isn't it? I feel like Go's another one that, doesn't have a Blu-ray. I've got that one on DVD. Yeah, I don't like the packaging of 7 either. I don't like the packaging of 7 either. Yeah, I really wanna see. I mean, I'm gonna watch it. I'm going to. That so-called Ninja Turtles Mayhem series is not Ninja Turtles. I don't know. I thought it was pretty Ninja Turtles. It felt in the spirit of Ninja Turtles. I'm a lifelong Ninja Turtles fan, and I really enjoyed the animated movie. But that's not the one I'm talking about that they canceled. There was supposed to be a live action The Last Ronin movie, and they canceled that. So that's not the same thing. But I love the new animated Ninja Turtles movie. I've watched it 3 times. Favorite new usually what I watch on New Year's Eve is my wife and I usually watch a couple of movies that came out that year, and just trying to catch up on 2025 movies. So usually every year it's something that came out that year that we're catching up on. Takeover is another good one. It's another underrated one. Yeah, they had that one. They had that one, then they canceled it. The What's in the Box edition. Yeah, I'm sure there was a lot of outrage, at the time. But also it was different, it's not there wasn't the threats of physical media and theatrical going away with Disney buying Fox. Like, at least at that time, I don't feel like that was a conversation. There was probably a conversation of it being a monopoly and Disney owning too much, but I don't think anybody was worried about Fox movies not getting the theatrical releases anymore because they're bought by Disney and they still get put out. Searchlight Pictures, 20th Century Studios, all that stuff still gets put out. Because Disney's a movie studio buying another movie studio, whereas Netflix is a streaming what am I trying to say? It's a streaming platform or streaming company buying a theatrical studio. So it's different. It is different. I do remember those days, even though I never I rented a few DVDs off of them. But I really just had them for streaming. When I discovered they could do streaming, I was like, "Oh, this is really cool," you know? It would be nice. I mean, I don't know. If they had it in the plans, maybe, but again, we got all this stuff going on with Warner Brothers. Who knows what's gonna happen at this point? Like, if it was already built into the plans, they're gonna do a 4K box set of Lethal Weapon, which I think they're likely to maybe do this year, then yeah, but if they didn't have it in the plans, it may not happen. Yeah, I just know on my DVD it says HBO on the back and on the spine, so that's all I know. I mean, I watched that movie so many times when I was a kid, but I was gonna get it from the Kino sale, but they sold out when I went to grab it, so they don't have it anymore, so I couldn't get it. Maybe I'll look on Amazon. Yeah, you might be the only person in the world, Uncle Willie. Yeah, I mean, we need Encino Man too. That's another one I think would be after watching Freaked, like that's one that would be perfect for Umbrella. The only reason I thought about that is because it has the same actress in Freak that's in Encino Man, Robin, the girl that played Robin. Um, okay, okay, you're building your own streaming service. That's cool, man. That's cool. With our physical media collections, we could all build freaking bomb ass streaming services that have all kinds of shit. I need to put out a Warner Archive video at some point. I don't have a ton of Warner Archive though. So I was talking about earlier. Like I feel like I should have been collecting for them more. Stage Fright, which now is an Alfred Hitchcock film, is great. Also, Beyond the Grave, is that what it's called? The horror anthology movie. Also, The Thing from Another World. What's the one with Audrey Hepburn? Wait Until Dark. That's a great movie. Yeah, I put out a video years ago recommending Warner Archive titles, but it's been a while since I did that. That was like 4 years ago, I feel like. But yeah, there's a lot of good stuff from Warner Archive and a lot of stuff that I need to get, honestly. Let's see. F1 and Kill Bill, that's it. I mean, I like Sinners a lot. I like Weapons a lot. Together, like I saw all those in theaters. I think I've seen maybe 12 or 13 movies in the theaters. I try to get out there to support them regardless if I like the experience or not, because I know it's important to support the theater. So I tried to do that. Like we all went to go see Zootopia 2 the other night. And I paid so much money to take my family to see Zootopia 2, and it's like, this isn't worth it. Like it just isn't. But I felt good because I at least got out and supported the theaters. You know, I try to do it. The theaters want you to stay home sometimes with all the bullshit that they bring into it. Um yeah, that's true. I mean, I don't I wish the TV stations weren't a part of it, but that just again, it just is what it is. You know, all the media is bought and sold anyway. Just don't listen to the media. How about that? Just don't just don't pay attention to them. They're a non-factor. I feel like less people are taking them seriously anyway. Yeah, we are. That's exactly what I think about. And let's just get into that, guys, because I haven't really talked about the actual details of the Paramount hostile takeover. But it's basically like something you would see from Succession, which is an HBO show, that will be owned by Netflix if it goes to, Netflix. But, yeah, and I freaking love Succession. But yeah, pretty much what Paramount did is they saw what Netflix did and the proposal that they gave, and they're like, "You know what? We can do a better deal, and we feel like you guys are taking a worse deal than what we can offer, so we're gonna go to your shareholders. We're gonna bypass the board," which is shit they did on Succession all the time, "and we're gonna appeal to the shareholders and be like, you guys are taking a deal that is not as good as what we can offer," and they're gonna try to get them to vote for their deal instead and just bypass the board and the normal business practices of purchasing into it. But that's basically what I got from it. So Paramount launched a hostile takeover bid for Warner Bros. Discovery valued at 108 billion, seeking to derail Netflix's deal. Paramount's offer includes funding from so that's another thing people are upset about. Saudi Arabia, Qatar, and Abu Dhabi. Wealth funds backing from Jared Kushner's affinity partners. So there's a lot of dirty dealings going on here, guys. David Ellison is not going away quietly in his quest to land Warner Bros. Discovery. On Monday, Ellison's Paramount Skydance announced it has commenced an all-cash tender offer to acquire all the outstanding shares of Warner Bros. Discovery for $30 per share. The same terms it offered in December 4th bids to the Warner Bros. Discovery board. Paramount's proposed transaction is for the entirety of Warner Bros. Discovery, including the TV businesses with CNN, TBS, TNT, and other networks. Damn, that's a lot of networks. But again, who watches cable anymore? Who watches cable anymore? Let's see. I read all that. Paramount's announcement taking its bid directly WB shareholders comes after Netflix and Warner Bros. Discovery revealed their binding agreement Friday, under which Netflix would buy Warner Bros. Studio operations, HBO and HBO Max for $72 billion, with an enterprise value of $82.7 billion. According to Paramount, it's an all-cash offer, equates to an enterprise value of $108 billion, including assumption of debt, with an equity value of $77.9 billion. In contrast, like, who has all this damn money, guys? The Netflix proposal entails a volatile and complex structure valued at 27.75 share in a mix of cash and 23.25 in stock, 450 subject to collar in the future. This is all mumbo jumbo, guys. I'm sorry. Paramount said its deal offer for Warner Brothers would close within 12 months, compared with Netflix projected 12 to 18 months for completing its deal. See, like, even if this happens with Netflix, it's going to be like a year and a half before it goes through. So it's going to be like 2 to 3 years before we even really see any kind of difference. Like, it's going to be business as usual for a while. Now you may see less like restorations because Warner Brothers is just not like, I don't know, trying as hard anymore. So you may see the output go down a little bit and maybe the quality. I don't know. But we'll see. Let's see. WB is required by law to inform shareholders within 10 business days whether it will accept or reject Paramount Skydance $30 share offer. Paramount tender offer, which was approved unanimously by its board, is scheduled to expire at 5 p.m. Eastern on January the 8th, unless the offer is extended. So it could be a while before we know what they're going to decide. Our proposal is superior to Netflix in every dimension, Paramount Skydance CEO David Ellison said on a call Monday morning with analysts and investors. And Paramount also vows to release more than 30 films theatrically as it launches hostile takeover bid for Warner Bros. So they're trying to appeal to movie fans out there. Like, look, we're gonna release this shit, in the theaters and in physical media, and we're gonna operate business as usual, like a normal studio would, and we're gonna really respect the Warner Brothers catalog. I don't know, guys. This is all kind of mumbo jumbo here. I'm not going to read all this. I'm not going to bore you guys. You didn't come here to watch me read a bunch of shit on Variety. So let me take this off here. There's a lot of shit that goes into this. There's a lot. I just know that I'm a physical media guy, and Netflix is anti-physical media. They've said that, or the guy in charge has said that. And I just don't see a future that is sustainable for cinema and movie lovers with Netflix in charge of everything. I don't know. I could be wrong. There could be good that comes from it. I mean, they could allow Warner Brothers to do their own thing, and they do their streaming thing, and Warner Brothers does what they always done, and it could be fine, But like I said, it could be fine for how long? How long will that last before they just fold it all in and consolidate, and they're all together? HBO's on Netflix, and all the WB stuff's on Netflix, and everything's just exclusively on Netflix. They just want you to stream everything. And that could be where we're going anyway, regardless of any of this. So none of this could even matter. But like, I'm holding on to this stuff as long as I possibly can. And that's what I'm all about. So I don't know. I also feel like just the history of movies will be lost on Netflix. Like the entire Warner Brothers catalog won't be preserved or paid attention to if it's relegated to a streaming service, for forever. So let's see. 5,000 is wild since Michelle likes doing those lip sync TikTok trends so much. Have her do one looking at your shelves while mouthing Skylar White from Breaking Bad. How big does this pile have to be? That's a good one. Yeah, Go's a fun movie. Yeah, Mystic River, we do need. I probably need to put together some kind of a list of just Warner Brothers titles that we need to come to 4K just to try to push, the powers that be in the direction of some of these Warner Brothers films before we don't have any more time, before time runs out. We got a super chat from Super Alex Mango, $2. I just want to get HBO's Euphoria on Blu-ray. Doesn't it have DVDs? I don't think it has Blu-ray though, does it? But it does have DVDs. At least the first 2 seasons do. Euphoria is a show that I did like. It's actually a pretty great show as far as like the acting and performances and everything. But it's a show I don't know if I could watch again. Like it's so dark in some of its themes and things that it does, and I don't know if I could watch that show again. So I don't know if I need to own it, but Yeah, no, I looked. It's not on Blu-ray. I think it's on DVD, but I don't think it's on Blu-ray, which is kind of weird because that's a show that would look great on a higher definition format. So I don't know why they put it out just on DVD. Kind of strange. Kind of strange. But thank you for the super chat. Let me give you a little super clip for your troubles. Who do you guys think would choose to purchase Warner Brothers or Mac? Who do you think he would pick? Well, there you go. There you go. That's a sneaky way to get to enjoy Netflix content without having to support them. They have been terrible. They have. I'm not trying to say that they haven't been terrible. But the thing is that when we were going into it, that wasn't really something people were thinking about because they're like, oh, well, Disney puts out physical media, so they'll put Fox stuff out too, and it'll be fine. And lo and behold, they did not. They did not do that. There's a lot of stuff. Yeah, I feel that way too. I try to just take it easy, you know. I get this stuff when I get to it. I try not to like if there's something huge that comes out, I try to watch it immediately. But other like the Turtles, but I try to just get the stuff when I get to it, you know. Because I had my thing last year where I just felt like the walls were the physical media walls were closing in on me, and I made a video about physical media anxiety, and I just tried to take a step back and I watch what I can. And if I can't watch it, if I can't get to it, I just don't get to it. And I just get on here and tell you guys, I'm sorry, guys, I just couldn't get to it. And then people are like, I knew he wasn't going to watch it. It just is what it is. I don't know what you guys want me to say. I did watch, I actually finished a lot of things today. Freaks on 4K, I finished Paper Moon this morning, Criterion 4K. And I finished The Long Walk tonight. On 4K, and I also finished a show on HBO Max called The Chair Company, which was really wild. It's that guy. Who's that guy? Tim Robinson? Is that his name? He's kind of growing on me. Like I watched Friendship, and I was like, his comedy is very weird and out there. But the more I watch it, I'm like, this is exactly the kind of humor that I can engage with. And The Chair Company is pretty much like Friendship, like with its style of humor. But it's a wild show. I watched the finale, and they clearly got designs on a season 2 because it ended on a cliffhanger. I don't know if it's gonna happen. I don't know if they've got approved to do a season 2 or not, but they've definitely ended on a cliffhanger. But it's a wild show. I enjoyed it quite a bit though. It's pretty funny. Like there's moments where like he'll say something or something will happen in a certain way, like a very specific brand of humor, and I just burst out laughing. Like it's just so ridiculous and wild and out there. I can't help it. Yeah, Die Hard 2, I don't know. I don't know if that'll ever happen. Yeah, I need The Rock. I need The Rock. Supposedly it's coming, but I don't know. Maybe you would make all the friends you've always wanted. Maybe. Maybe. Save your pity for the weak. Completely agree. Theaters don't do themselves any favors. Hello, you excited for Kill Bill? Yeah, I am excited to own it. I'm going to watch whatever was on the schedule from the previous regime, Mortal Kombat 2, Dune 3, and the Batman 2 after I'm done. After that, I'm done with Warner Brothers. Yeah, I just don't have the willpower to boycott like any entertainment thing, like a studio or a streaming service, because I like to leave my options open. Like I'm a fan of entertainments. I'm a fan of new movies, new TV shows, old TV shows. I'm a fan of all of it. And I want to be in the loop on anything potentially great that could be coming out in the entertainment world. I want to open myself up to being able to enjoy if it happens. So like, yeah, I may cancel Disney Plus, but if they do something great again and I hear enough good things about something, or I'm compelled enough to want to subscribe again, I'll do so, you know, even though I hate Disney. But, you know, I still bought Master and Commander 4K Steelbook, Edward Scissorhands 4K Steelbook, the Trons, the Kingdom of Heaven, Tombstone. Like, I still support them. But, yeah, I have no willpower. I admire you guys for being able to do that. Even though I do think you're kind of closing yourself off for the potential, you know, for movies that you could really love and enjoy. Well, there's so many movies out there that are great that you probably haven't seen yet, so you got plenty of stuff to watch, right? Paramount, please. Yeah, it's really that simple for me. I'm a simple man. Steve, what's going on, man? $5 super chat. Greetings, Kenny. Hope all is well with you and the family. What is your top 5 physical releases this year? I can't reveal that, Steve. You know, I can't. I haven't made any kind of like top releases of the year video. I usually do like a halfway point video. I haven't done that because I've done my monthly rankings also, but I'll give you one. The Mask is going to be in my top 5. The Mask will definitely be in my top 5. That's one. So that's all I'll give you, Steve. Thank you for the $5 super chat. Let me give you a little super clip for your trust. Everybody's excited about Paramount now. Yeah, mine shipped. I did order a small batch from Kino, and then I gave the rest of my list to my wife for Christmas. So I'm hoping she orders the rest of what I want from Kino. I was like, you got to jump on this quick, or it's not going to get delivered in time. Yeah, they just announced Fred and Barney this week, you know. They just announced Fred and Barney. Oh, there you go. You got somebody that was inside the Ellison household installing their home theater. I mean, how important is home theater to Larry? How was he as a person? Let us know the details, man. You know, is he going to keep the theaters intact? Is he going to keep physical media preserved? You got to let us know. Or is his son going to do that? I got my Kino order in early, like you suggested, Ken. Got Elsa, so looking forward to some skin. There you go. Hell yeah, man. That's what it's all about, right? 30 Days of Night 4K from Lionsgate. Did they put out the Blu-ray? I could see that coming from Screen Factory. But they haven't announced horror titles ever since they announced they were going to Groove. You saw 2 dogs doing the funky chicken today, said none of your business. Okay. I don't know because these people got surveillance on you, right? They know I just hit 40. They know I just hit 40, even though I feel like I'm still good. You can talk to my wife about that. I feel like I'm still good, but they know I'm getting older, so maybe they're targeting me. I don't know. I did notice that the other day though. I feel like on like YouTube I'm getting them, which I feel like I got them like 5 years ago too. But they feel like they're everywhere. Like I'm getting emails sent to me for God's sakes. Jeez Louise. What is going on with the world? They're targeting me. Paramount might have to borrow that cash. Definitely not on their current balance sheet. No, I would never say they stole my girlfriend. Never. I bet you did, Steven. I bet you did have to get that for some reason. That's true. That's true. Yeah, that movie was awful. They're horrible with movies though. Like very rarely do they put a movie out that's good. You know, like if they work with Scorsese or Del Toro with like Frankenstein and Irishman, maybe you'll get a good movie, but their original movies are very rarely do they hit, but their limited series, their TV shows are usually quite good. Like Adolescence that came out this year on Netflix was a limited series. That was a very good show. That was a very good show. There was I mean, that show was like it was all one take. Like every episode, they would time jump between episodes, but every episode was a one shot. And the one episode where they're driving to the I don't want to give away the show, but there's an episode where they're driving, they have to go to somewhere and then they have to come back to the house and it's all in one take. And it's just so well done, like how they do that with the dialogue and the performances, and it was a freaking breathtaking show. And that was on Netflix, and they've got a lot of really great stuff that they've done in the past. I mean, maybe I should assemble some kind of a list and maybe do a video or something. But yeah. Magnolia, hopefully that'll get greenlit. Paul Thomas Anderson. Yep, same here. What new season? New season of what? I'm hoping. I think Broken Arrow is it, are they Fox? I think they're Fox or Hollywood Pictures or somebody. It's Disney, I think. So who knows? Mac would choose Disney. He probably would. That dirty bastard. Berlin. No, I haven't seen the 15-hour movie Berlin. I haven't seen that. Yeah, I don't see Disney doing it at all. Maybe if somebody at Disney starts to give a shit about physical media in the Fox catalog, but I don't see that happening. Yeah, I don't think that'll happen at first. It'll take maybe 3 years, I would say, maybe 4 years, but eventually, yeah, it'll be the same situation as Disney and Hulu. They'll combine them. They'll combine them. Why wouldn't they? You know? They'll want to keep HBO its own. The only way I could see them keeping HBO separate is because like that is such a recognizable name for like prestige television. I could see them keeping it to keep their like most prestigious, television on that platform, and then all the other shit will go on Netflix. But so maybe they'll keep it for that, but like, yeah, it's like why keep it? Just throw it on Netflix with all the other shit. That'll eventually happen, but I don't think it'll happen in the first 3 or 4 years. Yeah, Pearl was a fantastic release. It was fantastic. Oh, what's up, Mel? How are you doing? I hope you're doing well. I hope you're doing well and enjoying the holidays. Nice to see Mel in the chat. Yeah, that Paper Moon 4K looked great, and it was such a good movie. A very charming film. I enjoyed that one quite a bit. That little girl was she won an Oscar, like Tatum O'Neal. She beats Linda Blair in The Exorcist to get that Oscar. And you know what? I think she deserved it. I do, as great as Linda Blair is in The Exorcist, but like a lot of that isn't like really her, right? Um, Whereas Tatum O'Neal is kind of the lead of that movie in a lot of ways, and she's spectacular. Like that performance is great. She's also in Little Darlings as well, a little bit older, 7 years older. So yeah, that was a really good movie though. I enjoyed it. Oh my god. We're humans are not environmentally friendly, right? If you want to look at it that way, which again, to my point earlier, why don't we all just upload our brains to the cloud and just destroy our physical bodies? Like, is that where we're heading? Is physical such a nuisance that We just don't need it. Just all the whole world will be like a big computer chip, and we'll just float around. Our consciousness will just float around the earth. Why not? Um, I'm thinking about it. I usually like to make those videos in early January so I can cram as many titles from 2025 or whatever year I'm talking about as I can in. And I feel like there's still a lot for me to watch, but at a certain point, I just need to cut it off. I do really want to try to at least get out my top 10 or top 15 releases of the year out before the end of the month, or the end of the year. I'm close. There's only a couple more I want to check out, and then I think I'm ready to make the video. Oh, those are all great releases, John. Yeah, I was so on Friendship when I was watching it, but after I got done watching it, I was like, that might have been like a comedy masterpiece. I want to rewatch it. I haven't rewatched it yet though. What's up, Frightful Night Media man? How are you doing? I'm gonna try to catch up with my movie watching while I'm off work for a couple weeks at Christmas. Yeah, I'm off for a week and a half, so I'm gonna try to catch up with a lot of stuff. Yeah, there was a good sale. There was a good sale. Uh, yeah. At the end of the day, like, I'm a fan of entertainment, I'm not a fan of all the bullshit behind the scenes. Like, I could care less. Because, like I said, I view all these people as dirtbags. So it's like, I'm not surprised when one of them does something fucked up. I'm a fan of the entertainment that they provide. I'm somebody that likes movies, TV shows, entertainment. It's pretty much what I care about. So I get it that stuff can bleed into that and cause problems, but yeah, it'd be like, "Oh, like, I'm gonna cancel Netflix." Well, all these great shows are on here I haven't watched yet. I wanna watch those. Let me watch those first, and then I'll cancel, you know? But then there's a few other great shows that come out or movies or whatever that I wanna watch. Like I said, I like to leave my options open. Has it been confirmed by Disney? I haven't saw that, Carrie, but that would be cool. Who did Die Hard with a Vengeance? Wasn't that also John McTiernan? Didn't he do that one too? Yeah, I talked about that earlier. Deck the Halls is one that I bring up often, but also I would say Prancer is a really good, fun, family-friendly Christmas film that I enjoy quite a bit. Also, one that came out a couple of years ago was A Christmas Story Christmas, and that is on HBO Max, but it also has a DVD release, DVD only. That was actually a really good sequel to A Christmas Story that I enjoy quite a bit, and I think that Peter Billingsley, is that his name? The kid that played Ralphie, like, I think he wrote it, and he also came back to star in it, and there's a lot of the actors that were in the original Christmas Story in this one grown up in the town. It just felt like in the same universe, and I don't know, there's just something about it that I really, really enjoyed. I thought it was really good. I thought it was a really good sequel. Almost like Doctor 2 different genres, but almost like Doctor Sleep was to The Shining, which I thought was a way better sequel than it had any right to be. A Christmas Story Christmas was that for A Christmas Story. I thought it was a way better sequel than it had any right to be. It was good, really good. Yeah, I still gotta watch Brazil. I don't have it. I haven't watched House with the Laughing Windows yet. Oh god. Um, yeah, I know there's another channel out there that announces a lot of stuff. I don't really use them as a source, not because I think they're wrong or they don't know what they're talking about. I just tend to not use other YouTubers as source or as sources when it comes to what's coming out. I've done that before with like people on Instagram, and it's bitten me in the ass. So I tend to try to just wait it out for more concrete evidence of something coming out. rather than use other people that are getting sources and rumors from whatever. And I can't really, there's no confirmation there. It's all very murky. And I just don't like doing it. So there could be another channel talking about it and maybe they know something, but unless like I hear it or see it somewhere, then I don't talk about it. Channel is now Mid-Age Media. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. But yeah, guys, I'm going to be getting off here shortly. Let me know what you guys think about your last closing thoughts, Paramount or Warner Brothers, or Paramount or Netflix. Who do you want to get Warner Brothers? You know, do y'all have any final thoughts? Let me know in the chats. Let's see. I didn't mean to. I've been trying to scroll through, but I've been missing a lot because I cannot read everything, guys. My throat's already almost gone, and I'm trying to read and get to as much as I can. So I might have missed something, you know, but I apologize. There's over 200 people in here right now. Broken Arrow is Fox. Yeah, there is also a Western. I think didn't Kim Stewart in it, or it's directed by Anthony Mann. One of the two. Just hope we get all the good stuff. I only got HBO Max in March. Yeah. Oh, I watched Christmas Evil a couple of years ago because I was watching a bunch of Christmas horror movies. And I watched that for the first time. I watched it on Tubi actually because I don't own the Vinegar Syndrome. But yeah, that was really good. That was a really good movie. I need to try to squeeze in Silent Night, Deadly Night because I know it's kind of cheesy, but I love the original Silent Night, Deadly Night. It just to me it feels as much like Christmas as like A Christmas Story or something. Like I have to watch that movie during December. So I'm gonna try to get to that. I love that movie. The rest of the sequels I can take or leave, but that original Silent Night, Deadly Night is freaking great. Great slasher movie. Um, but has he vowed? I have not seen anywhere where David Ellison has vowed to push, like in quotations, more Zionist propaganda and censorship. I haven't seen anybody say that. Is this just something that you're picking up on through like certain actions and things that they do, or like where are you getting this from? You know, that's what I always wonder. It's like I don't see all this stuff that people talk about. You know, there's a couple of things that have happened with Paramount and the current administration that you can kind of look at and it's more concrete, but I haven't seen where David Ellison said that he was going to push Zionist propaganda and censorship. I haven't seen that. You know, I don't think anybody at his level in a movie studio would say something like that out loud. Um, yeah, you could be right. Yeah. What's up, Chase, man? Yeah, I hope we get the whole series on 4K. Actually, I want a Leprechaun 8-film box sets, all on 4K. I actually just want Leprechaun 3 4K Steelbook because they could do some really cool things with that Steelbook and the artwork in the Vegas setting and stuff. That's what I really want. But yeah, Leprechaun, I love that movie. I've always loved it. I don't care what Jennifer Aniston says, that's her best role. I I love her in that movie. I think that was the first thing I ever saw her in was that. It's probably Friends, but it that was pretty early on. I watched Leprechaun probably when I was like 9 or 10, somewhere around there. But yeah, Leprechaun will look good on 4K. It'll look good. Yeah, Prancer's a classic. Yeah, didn't that take place in the 70s, right? Because the first one was in the 50s, and this was supposed to be like 20 years later, even though it was really like 40 years later, and he was playing somebody that was way older than what he should be. But it was still a good movie. Still a good movie. No, I didn't. My internet's probably just doing better tonight. It's probably just doing better. My camera's the same. It's always been a 4K camera, but I don't have like high end equipment as far as my computer and stuff. So I don't even think my computer can process 4K. But I think I look adequate most of the time when I'm doing live streams. It's not like I'm awful video quality, but thank you for noticing I'm looking better tonight. Maybe it's just me, maybe it's the Christmas tree in the background. Who knows? You're right. You hit the nail on the head. None of this is good. I don't want any of this. I just want Warner Bros. to just stay their own thing, Like I said, tomorrow, guys, I'm going to promote this again. I have a video coming out where I talk about pros and cons of both Warner Brothers and Paramount, or maybe this will come out from buying, or both Paramount and Netflix buying Warner Brothers. Pros and cons. There's pros and cons to both. Believe it or not, there is. I'm not one-sided in that video, even though I have a clear thing that I want. Paramount's my choice. There's flaws there, there's cons there, but they will preserve physical and theatrical for longer. At least that's the message that I get, from their actions and what they've done in the past, because that's the only thing I can go by. Netflix can say what they want about what they're going to do. Are they actually going to do it? I don't know. I believe Paramount will actually keep physical going, keep theaters going. That's their goal, because that's their model. That's what they do. So I value that. And that's my pick. Even if they're owned by Saudi Arabia. Thank you. Oh, it is not the newly authored disc. Oh shit. Let's just open it. Let's open it. American Psycho. Ladies and gentlemen. Really cool package though. Who cares about the disc, right? You got great packaging. Did you know I was utterly insane? All right. Digital copy. Look at that, guys. You got the Huey Lewis and the News album. I got a nice card. Credit card. Now, if you'll excuse me, I have to return some videotapes to Blockbuster. That's pretty cool. And then we got a lot of cards. Business cards. We even got a business card. We even got a business card from Paul Allen, which we know is very good quality. Hey, Paul. All right, let's see. Oh. So on the inside of the American Psycho, we have this disc, which does look like the old 4K disc. Now, I feel like the one that was on the Lionsgate Steelbook from a few years ago, that was different artwork. Let me just go get it. Where's the Blu-ray? Is there no Blu-ray? Is that the problem? That you don't have the Blu-ray here? You only have the 4K with the new special features? That's probably the issue. Hey, Paul. All right. Lionsgate Limited. Okay. So that was also the same disc. It's weird. Like, this was back when Lionsgate, like, sometimes they would do new disc art and then sometimes they wouldn't. I feel like now they always do new disc art. But back then they didn't always do that. So that's interesting. That's a big screw up. That's a big screw up. I wonder how that happened. I wonder how that happened. I mean, the fact that it's not, I mean, I'll definitely check this. Maybe it's just the same disc. But yeah, that sucks. That sucks. That stinks. For sure. I hope it's the right disc for Dogma. My goodness. I mean, it probably is because they haven't done it before. As far as the package, though, pretty cool. You know, unique, different. I like it. But yeah, no disc, the wrong disc. That's oh my goodness, what's on the back? Look at that. It's like a GIF right there. Ooh. Ooh. Oh shit. Yeah, that sucks. That sucks. Well, that guy's gonna get an ass ripping tomorrow in the Lionsgate offices. Let's see. Yeah, let's buy Warner Brothers. Let's buy Warner Brothers. Yeah. AVA says Paramount 100%. Give me the guy putting his money where his mouth is for the theatrical and physical instead of the guy who openly hates theaters and causes physical media clutter. That's what it boils down for me too. Yeah, I agree. I agree. But like I said, there's a lot of people that just get way too hung up on political stuff, you know? That is your entire life and your identity. And I get it. Like people have their causes and everybody's different and everybody has different priorities and not everybody's the same and I get it. But if I'm going to respect who you are and what you care about, you got to respect who I am and what I care about. Right? That's the way this is supposed to work. We all respect each other and our feelings and we all have different perspectives and we're all different. You know, that's what makes this world great. No, I need to get that from Vinegar Syndrome. I need to. Yeah, that's true. Video tomorrow. I feel like if they're with Netflix, they will, at least for a while. If they're with Paramount, I don't think they will. I think Paramount will just take everything that Warner Brothers does and they'll make it Paramount. And I think they'll erase the name. I think Paramount, that's the one kind of negative, you know, or one of the negatives. I got multiple negatives with Paramount. See, that's something they could fold in, like Warner Archive. I feel like they could fold into Paramount Presents and do Paramount Presents releases for Warner Archive stuff. That could be cool. They have said that, and you know what? You can't argue with that. You know, you can't argue with that. That was a very successful, very nostalgic time for a lot of movie fans. And I think if you want to bring, well, here's the thing. If you want to bring back movie fans that don't really care about going to the movie theater that much anymore, that's where it kind of sucks because we got to take it into the future, right? And we're all hung up on when we grew up, and it's like, but we're aging, and you got to focus on the future. But at the same time, there's a lot of great shit that was being made in the 80s and 90s, and if we can capture that same magic, but with maybe some different IP that would belong to the kids of this generation, maybe that's the trick. You know, I don't think it's the answer to constantly keep rebooting older franchises and just acting like it's for the new generation. Like they don't care about that stuff. Like they care about the Minecraft movie, Five Nights at Freddy's 2, like and anime. Like anime is huge right now with the younger audience. So you got to tap into that a little bit. All of them. I'm gonna buy every one of them. I'm gonna go down the line and get everyone. Not all at once. Yeah, somebody did jinx me if I froze. Yeah, I'll have to pop it in. I'm very disappointed though. I was excited about those new features. Because I wasn't even gonna watch the 4K. I've seen the 4K. I wasn't, and I'm not really in the mood to watch American Psycho. I wanted to watch those special features though. Oh, really? Yeah, it's the same disc on them. They're the same disc on the Steelbook and this. Didn't you say that earlier? Yeah, good night, guys. I'm getting ready to get off here. It's too late. It's actually my wife's birthday right now. I promised I'd be off before her birthday hit, so I'm gonna be in trouble. But like I said, check out my video tomorrow. Um, because I'm gonna be talking about Netflix and Paramount again. I mean, this is gonna be an ongoing story, guys. It's gonna be an ongoing story. People are gonna be talking about it. I'm gonna be talking about it. Multiple people are gonna be talking about it for multiple different reasons. There's people that are gonna have a more political edge to their conversation. People are gonna have a more theatrical edge. People are gonna have more physical leanings, like I do. Streaming, like there's gonna be people on all sides of the argument. It's a huge. I mean, this is a huge landscape shift for movies, monumental. It's huge. It's bigger than a lot of people I think realize it is. But sometimes change isn't a horrible thing. I mean, we'll just have to wait and see what happens. I feel like it'll be it'll all work out, right? We'll still get some good stuff here and there for movies. And if it all goes to shit, you know what? Most of us have great libraries of great films that we can enjoy for our remaining days. I certainly have so much back there I can check out I haven't seen yet. First time watches. So it'll be all right. It'll be okay. The sky's not falling, you know, but we'll see. Thank you all for watching this live stream. I'm very tired. I know I'm all over the place and I'm meandering at this point, but thank you all for watching. Like the stream. If you're watching on the replay, comment down below, whatever you want to comment on this whole Paramount, Netflix, Warner Brothers thing. And I will see you guys later.